Oh, I would love to go someplace where there's palm trees. Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing good. Welcome to my disaster down here. Yeah, there's shit all over the place. Dad, I gotta get back to Green Terror. I think it's been almost a year now. Man, I'm really falling behind on shit. And I had to do some plumbing work over here, so that's the reason why the TV's pulled out and nothing is really kind of looking nice the way I normally keep things. Behind this door over here, which was kind of a stupid idea when we built this room to make this closet. But if I open the door, put some light on here, this is basically the water room. Okay, that's what we kind of call it. It has the sewer pipe, and also it has the water main shutoff valve right there. Actually, there's two of them. There's one there. There's the meter. And then there's the one that's for the house. And that's the meter that they use to drive by to, I guess they drive by to pick up whatever, water usage we have. They used to do a thing where they had to come up to our front door. And there's a thing by the front door. And that's how they used to get the reading off of the meter. But no, just this. But yeah, this was kind of a stupid idea because this door, there's no room in here to open and close this door. It should have opened the other way, but it is what it is. So what I ended up doing is I had to get into that room to shut the water valve off of the main house, open up the valves in the basement for this stop sink that's down here, and let the water drain out from the whole house. Meaning now I just put a lot of air in the system. Well, what I had to do was replace the shower valve cartridges in two bathrooms. One of them was leaking, one of them was kind of hard to turn. The one that's in my parents' shower is the original from the house. And when they built this house, they really didn't have too many codes for certain things back then. So as you flush the toilet, whoever was in the shower, well, they got a nice surprise of scalding hot water. So my shower, when years ago, me and my father did a remodel in my bathroom, the hall bathroom upstairs, and we put a $400 Moen shower valve inside there. And it's up to code, so if you flush the toilet or do whatever, dishwasher, washing machine on in the basement, whatever, you don't notice a water temperature change or pressure change, which is kind of nice. But that cartridge started to fail, and I ended up replacing those. So now it's just time to straighten things up. Right here, a couple of things. This box is an SG kick guitar that, I don't know if you remember the guitar, the Ibanez, but here is a picture of it. I sold it on eBay, and the owner of this SG, the owner of the Ibanez, ended up contacting me about the SG kick guitar that he's building, that he's trying to get painted a certain way, and he can't quite get it just the way he wanted it. So he ended up contacting me. I told him to ship it to me, and so there's no rush on it, but I will be doing an unboxing of that soon. This here is a new tool that I picked up. Nice little scroll saw, and I will show you why I need this scroll saw in a minute. Oy, look at this mess. So since my father's not able to go up and down the stairs very well, I moved his computer and a few other things, giving me a open counter space down here, which really isn't all that open right now. But so this is my mess. I haven't been down here to really do anything in quite a while, but it's time to start getting back into the swing of things. And again, show you what I mean about using that scroll saw. So I'm back with the Galvin Orion. Yes, I need to start work on this thing and get it completed. It's been kind of rough because it's been very, very cold here in Illinois, and especially at night, and it's been kind of hard to fire up the furnace in the garage and get the temperature of the garage where it needs to be to do any spraying. So it's been just way too cold to even try. It would take, I don't know how many hours to get the garage at the temperature that I need it to be so I can get a nice spray, a nice layout, and drying time in order to get some of this stuff done. But I've been working on other things and taking care of other things. You guys already know about it. I kind of explained it in another video. But I did kind of get a few things with this guitar in the process. Not quite, but working on it. So the radius of the neck has been completed. That's done. I believe it was a 12-inch radius is what the neck is. All the inlay work that's on the edge over the fretboard over here is done. Now it's time to work on the center over here to kind of get a, well, the new owner of this guitar, his logo put into this guitar, personalize it. So what I ended up doing is I have what's called epoxy release tape, which is kind of nice stuff, and coated the inside of a box with it and kind of leaving the bottom of it open and kind of making my own little mold, which I need to get some different shape molds, especially if I'm going to do some type of inlay work with guitar necks and stuff, because it's a lot easier to cut out the inlay, get the shape that you want. That's the reason why I got the scroll saw to work on this stuff. Cut out the inlay in the neck and then place that piece in that spot, and it should just drop right in. So I can also use it at scroll saw for plastic, for shell material, you know, anything that I want to use for an inlay. That's going to come in very, very handy. So the quick release tape on the inside of this little box made my mold. Came out, quick release, not a problem with peeling it out of there, and it gave me this nice little rectangle piece of very hard epoxy. Now it looks like it's pink. It's not pink. It's darker than pink. It also glows in the dark, so it's going to follow the rest of the stuff that's on the neck. And what this needs next is I have my design. I'm going to transfer it over to this vinyl sticky paper and bring it over to the scroll saw and start cutting out the design that I need, and then file it down, shape it, sandpaper, whatever, to get it to the shape that I want it. Take that, transfer it over to here, and then get this cut out. And what I've done is I saved all of the sanding powder that came off of this fretboard when I was radiusing it. Basically what I did is I just vacuumed it all up. Now I have a bunch of rosewood, but this rosewood, I don't know what this is. I don't think this is rosewood. And if I have any gaps around the inlay, well, I'll be able to fill it with the same material that the neck is made out of to kind of camouflage that really, really good. So that's going to get done on here. I found some better epoxy, and what this stuff is called is super glaze. Same thing as basically what I was using, but this stuff I noticed doesn't shrink, and it works out pretty damn good. Like the other stuff that I was using, it shrinks to a point. Okay, it kind of shrinks very, very little, but you're able to sand what you see out as far as the indentation goes from, you know, it's shrinking. This stuff here, I have not noticed it shrinking at all, and I've tried a few different things to kind of prove my theory with how this works. So it's, again, a half, or not half, but it's a 1-to-1 part, so you don't have to worry about doing any fancy mixing, and just, you know, mix it really, really good. I kind of mix my epoxies when I put the two together for about 8 minutes to 10 minutes, kind of on the slow side, so I don't create a lot of bubbles in the mixture. Then I add my pigments to it, glow in the dark, whatever, and do my pour. So this stuff works out really, really good. So now it is basically, you know, clean up this mess that's down here so I can find my tools and be able to get to them when I need to get to them and not have to sit there and hunt them down on this counter. So I picked up this here, which is something I should have had a long time ago. And I was watching some videos on YouTube, and I was watching how when this guy was mounting a bridge, he was using these for the bridge placement. So basically what he did was he ended up double face taping the bridge to the body of the guitar. And in doing so, you know, he removed all of the saddles and screws and springs, leaving him just a base plate with holes in it. So he was using this kit here, which is a self-centering drill set. And what this does is it finds that hole. These are tapered on the top of them, and what makes that kind of like seat right in where that hole is, perfectly centered. You got different drill bits that go for each one of these. These are spring loaded, so you don't plow too far down, and then these go back into place when you pick up your drill. Nice, very nice to have. And I'll show you like kind of what I'm talking about. So you got a back plate for a tremolo, all right, or you have a pick guard, and you want to make sure that you are drilling all your holes for the pick guard center with the pick guard. This way you're able to have a nice professional look. Okay, you want everything is like in the detail of what you're doing and how you're doing it. Now, what I used to do is I used to hold the drill bit on an angle, look at where the placement of the tip of the drill bit was, and then tilt the drill bit straight and plow in to drill my holes. That gave me a very close center point by doing it that way, holding it on the angle that, you know, it's sitting here, and kind of cutting the tip where half of the hole is, but it's not perfect. All right, it's not perfectly centered. So if I mount this plate on there, you might see a hole that might be a little bit off center, but workable. You know, it's not something that's so far off that I have to plug the hole, re-drill it again. With this kit here, it makes that hole perfectly center with the hole that's already in the plastic, and just makes things a lot easier, better looking. Doesn't look like, you know, who the fuck did this, you know, nothing like that. So that's what I'm going to be using with this as well. I just have to find, you know, so I clean up this disaster over here and then find some place to put the new tools that I've got, especially that scroll saw, which will probably be going with the oscillating drum sander, which is in where all the other power tools are. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing lately. So this is kind of like a little bit of an update. So I'll be looking for videos for this build. This build will be continuing and going back to normal, you know, scheduled, whatever you want to call it, and get this thing done, because I'm starting to get calls and emails and text message from people who want some work done, and right now I have to kind of refuse it, exception of that SG. So yeah, all right, you guys, be looking for more videos. I'll be catching up. I also have some audio stuff that I'm going to be doing with my home theater system. I've got speakers coming in that I'm going to be replacing the Polk audio speakers with clips, sorry, and I got some of them ordered right now. I'm going to get that thing going, and I'll explain why I ordered those in another video. All right, take care.